Hi, this is Dan from NinjaRepair. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do a glass owner repair on an iPhone 13 Pro Max. As you can see, the display is fully functioning, the touch and the OLED are in good condition. We just need to remove the glass. So first we tape up the glass in the worst affected areas. I have the heat plate set to 100 degrees C and we're going to be using this wire, which you can see is 0.04 mil. And we're going to be cutting in between the glass and the OLED. This bit takes a bit of time, but you've got to be really careful here. You can see that the wire is cutting through the display. To make the video shorter, I sped this up 4 times. This area is the hardest part because this is where all of the shards of glass were, so we've got to be really careful on this point. Any small movement could actually break the display here, and that would be quite a costly mistake. There we have cut through the glass layer, leaving the OLED untouched. To allow us to repair the device as best as possible, we need to remove the frame. Many refurbishers choose not to remove the frame because it makes the repair process quicker and makes alignment of the new glass easier. However, not removing the frame can often leave bubbles after lamination on the side of the display, and this is obviously not good for the customer. I have removed the frame using isopropanol alcohol, heat, a thin bit of flexible metal, and a thin bit of plastic that we have seen in previous videos on the Apple Watch repair. To get that OEM finish, I'm using a spinning tool to remove any excess glue that I can see on the side of the display. Now that the back has been mostly prepped, it's time to remove the glue from the front of the display. Again, I'm using the spinning tool for this. I've sped up the process again to 4 times the original speed. I've seen on much larger YouTube channels people using chemicals to remove the glue. These chemicals are often from China, and they can cause things like muscle twitching, nausea, difficulty breathing, and even paralysis, so it's best to stay away from them if possible. In this video, I'm just using isopropanol alcohol. After we finish with the spinning tool, we need to again clean the display. This time it's just isopropanol alcohol and a cleaning cloth. We have to do this until the screen is almost spotless. You can now see just how clean the screen is compared to what it was earlier. Here we have the display, the glass that's been removed and the frame that's been removed. And now we're testing for touch functionality, and just look how thin that display is. That is a soft OLED. Now we need to turn the air compressor on and the laminating machine. This machine is from YMJ. Before we're able to laminate anything, first we need to clean the OLED even more. So I have this green light which shows any dust or debris that is on the display. This is the laminating and the alignment mold that we are going to be using. It's best to give everything a clean, otherwise you can end up with dust under the glass and then you have to do the entire process again. So I'd rather not do that. From the glasses that I've tested, I found that the Gioca Pro is the best quality. It's time for one final clean before we apply the glass. I have to remove my glove and peel off the protective layer on the back of the ochre. This is optically clear adhesive, and now we slide it inside the YMJ laminating machine. This machine is going to create a vacuum and use heat and apply pressure to the glass and the OLED to combine them together. This will give out mostly perfect results. Sometimes we end up with a little bubble. It's very difficult to see, but there is a tiny bubble on the left hand side of the screen. So next we need to put it into a bubble remover. This is the bubble remover that we're going to be using. We simply slide it in there, close the drawer and press start. This increases the pressure inside the chamber and this pushes the bubble out of the sides. You have to be careful with the bubble machines because they can actually explode. There's quite a few videos out there. Now I'm just showcasing the old broken glass. As you can see, the touch is fully working. I'm now preparing the back of the OLED, ready to receive the frame. We need to clean the back very well in order for the frame to create a good contact. When the frame is clean, I use 3M primer. This basically makes the adhesive on the back of the frame stick better. I try to follow the lines as where the adhesive is going to be, and you can see this by the way I'm drawing it, it's matching up. To make the frame and the OLED stick together correctly, we need to use a mould. Unfortunately, I don't yet have a mould for the 13 Pro Max. It should be arriving next month in November. Until then, I can use the frame of the actual phone housing. We need to remove the glue so that when I press the frame and the OLED together, they do not get stuck to the frame of the phone. As you can see, this process takes quite some time, but once it's clean, we'll be able to re-add the adhesive seal back onto the device so that the device is as good as new. As you can see, the waterproof adhesive has been now completely removed from the frame of the housing. I'm now aligning the new frame to the housing of the phone. I'm using this as almost like a stencil so that I can add my new glue. This glue is cold press glue. Some people use the AB glue, which sets in a faster amount of time. I will be getting a new machine with the AB glue next month as well, so I will make a new video when that arrives. Until then, I have to apply the glue by hand. This is the nice part, we get to align the frame with the OLED. Making sure that everything's aligned, we can now clean the outside of the frame to remove as much glue as possible. This will then allow us to put the OLED back into the display and clamp it together with this little tool. I left the phone clamped in this device overnight, so now it is dry. We can open it up and we can take a look and make sure that the display is still working. I check at every step to make sure that the device is still working, because otherwise there's no point working on the device if the OLED is damaged. Next, we need to add the earpiece speaker. Unfortunately, this display was not the display that came with the phone. I bought this display separately, cracked, to refurbish and put on this device. Without the earpiece flex, you cannot calibrate this display. This is I would say an anti-repair thing. Apple does not really like aftermarket parts on their devices. Even though this is an original display, Apple will throw an error message and say cannot verify this is a genuine display. Now we are adding the waterproof adhesive again, making sure it sticks properly. A YouTuber with a large following tried this repair and said that it can take up to 8 hours for a company to do a single screen. This is not true. This repair took about 1 hour to complete. I did leave the device to dry overnight. However, with the new machine, it should take approximately 1 hour, as dry time is 3 minutes. All that's left to do now is to put the device back together. And that's the repair complete. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. If you're looking for this type of repair or any Apple Watch repairs, you can find my website at ninja-repair.co.uk. If you have any ideas for any other repair videos you'd like to see, leave a comment and I will see if I can do those. Thanks for watching.